Hello, friends. Oh, hold on. I need to make sure. Okay, everything's good. Hi, welcome. Why identity shifts feel uncomfortable before they feel right. Again, why do identity shifts feel uncomfortable before they feel right? Hi, friends. Stefi Lane here, and this is fun. I've done a few of these lives, and this is what I will be doing. I'm streaming this onto my Facebook, personal Facebook, and then I'm also streaming this on my YouTube. So the replays are there. And this will be, I would say, 20 to 40 minutes. I'm going to be talking about identity shifts. And of course, if you want to watch the replay, watch the replay. But if you're here live, say hello. I love engagement. And then also if you're here and you're watching the replay, let us know. And yeah, oh my God, this is so fun. It is so fun to do a live. So if you are in a season where everything is feeling slightly off, you're questioning decisions that used to feel easy, your old life fits, but not technically, then you're going to want to watch. This video is for you because there is a specific phase of identity that changes, that feels unsettling before it feels, super aligned. And most women assume something is wrong right here when actually something is right. So stay with me. And by the end of this video, you'll understand what exactly is happening in your body, your soul, your nervous system, your sense of self. And then you'll also know how to move through this phase with a lot more self-trust. I've been so obsessed with the word self-trust, so much self-trust, and no more self-doubt, no more fear, no more hesitation. I've been talking to so many women the last 2 weeks. Yeah, because it's only been 2 weeks into the year. And I've been talking to so many women, and it's like this hesitation, this fear, like this run up and then they stop. This like stop and go, stop and go, stop and go, like really letting yourself be seen. So let's get started. I'm going to make myself a little smaller. Let's see. What do we like? What do we like? I kind of like that. That's fun. And let's go in. So first, I want to take a moment to ground in this context for a moment. So I work with really ambitious, high functioning, deeply intuitive women that are often in more of a midlife transition. So women who have built success, they have responsibility, they have a lot of people that they're, in charge of or help taking care of. They have stability, but who are now feeling a very real internal shift and internal change. So a lot of my clients are like, I'm going big. I'm going to be famous. I'm ready for this, for these, 6-figure launches. I'm ready for this, to brand this way. Like I am ready. And it's like feeling, and also I want to apologize first. I have really bad allergies. Cedar season is not my friend here in Austin. So if you see me sniffling, drinking some tea, I'm just not at my best. And it is what it is. So it's okay. And I have guided hundreds. I feel like I've guided like 300-400, but I've guided quite a few women to this identity recalibration through the self-concept, through nervous system, through AI, and through reflection tools. And so I'm really, really versed in helping you through this identity shift. I've gone through many of these myself, but what I'm starting to notice is patterns, and recognizing them, and then across seasons. And I've, I've had a lot of clients where they have been in absolute tears, and then all of a sudden they land like a 6 or 7-figure deal. So this is all about becoming your 6 and 7-figure identity, but also why the identity shifts feel so uncomfortable before they feel right. Okay, so let's just take a deep breath. I love this butterfly. Isn't this butterfly so cute? Honestly, this probably will be like 40 minutes, but let's go. So, why this conversation matters. So many women, like I said, reach a point where they feel life looks fine, but something feels off. And then their old roles and identities stop fitting. So they're tired of like the roles that they had been playing, perhaps like with their friendships, perhaps with their relationships, with work. And the next version of their self feels so close, but a bit unfamiliar. Like they're not sure who this person is, where they're going, what's happening. And then this phase often gets misunderstood or rushed. And it's like, I don't want this. This feels so uncomfortable. I often hear like pressure cooker. I feel like I'm in a pressure cooker. I feel like I don't know. I don't know what way is up and down. So this is real and necessary change for your stage of your identity, but you are becoming a new person. You're in the chrysalis. It feels uncomfortable. So you built a life that looks good on paper, but something feels like restless inside, or you've outgrown the old identity and the next version of yourself feels foreign, or you're feeling a bit reactive, sensitive. There's a reason for that. So once you understand this phase stops feeling scary and you stop feeling crazy and you start feeling purposeful. That is key. Purposeful is like the key, and that's what I want for you. Okay. So the in-between, naming the in-between. So there's a moment in every transition where your old identity loosens. You start to prune it, but the new identity hasn't landed yet. So you feel like you're in this in-between. So old identity loosened, but the new identity has not fully stabilized. And it can feel a bit restrictive. It can feel uncertain, and it's this liminal space of like this in between, and you stopped resonating with who you used to be. So like your habits perhaps, so like one of my habits is I used to drink a lot. I used to be a big drinker, and then I would drink and I would go out with my friends and I would party, and that just like no longer served me. And 2-3 years ago I was like, you know what, I'm going to stop drinking. So I stopped. I quit. And it doesn't mean I'm not going to drink again. I think sometimes I want like a glass of champagne or some Prosecco. And I've asked myself, do you want a glass of wine? But the phase that I'm in, the woman that I am in, I just don't drink. So the habits, the roles, the ways of showing up, it's just not who I am anymore. And that version had to die. And of course, I lost a lot of friends and people around me, which were fine. They weren't really friends, but I just wasn't doing it because I wasn't drinking anymore. So I wasn't part of the group. And so what it can feel kind of lonely, right? This in between. And most women experience this hesitation, restlessness, or a quiet dissatisfaction. Like life might be functioning still, like the things are working and nothing looks broken, but there's friction. If you get me, like there's something there. And this is the space where identity is recalibrating. So recalibrating to you, recalibration here. So you've outgrown the old identity, the habits, the decisions, the reactions, and it stops feeling natural. And there, like I said, there's restlessness. Life continues functioning, but it's just it's not really exciting. And then this phase signals that you're expanding, like things are expanding, expansion, expansion, expansion. So the body, let me rewind. Let me make sure I did this. Okay. Identity is reorganizing. So the identity shapes how we decide, relate, and feel safe, and how you see yourself. And when your identity shifts, the internal system reorganizes. What does that mean? So it's like all the ways that you've seen, you've moved, you've responded, your standards have all changed. So I'm trying to find this part. Hold on, bear with me. This is what happens when you do lives. You know what? Let's just keep going. So it's a temporary discomfort because it appears during reorientation. So it feels like nothing's sticking and nothing's working, but it's shifting. And then the clarity and the confidence are being rebuilt from the inside. This is such a cool part of when you are changing and you're shifting, because like who you are in this moment can't get you to where you want to be. So you're changing. So there's new things. Like, let's go to the drinking thing. Like, I didn't think I would ever like not drink. I don't think I would ever like quit drinking. Or let's say like the gym thing, like strength training. I grew up as a dancer. I grew up in ballet. Grew up in jazz, hip hop, modern. I didn't think I'd do strength training. And of course that's with life, but now like I'm like hardcore strength training 3 to 4 times a week. Like I absolutely love it because the identity reorganized. It reorganized to being strong, focusing on my body composition, focusing on being fit, and I got that clarity and I got that confidence and I was able to rebuild it. So I rebuilt it from the inside and then it came out. So that's key. That's key right there. I just want to make sure. Bear with me 1 second. I just want to make sure we are live. Okay, looking good. So why the nervous system reacts? Everyone keeps hearing about this nervous system thing, right? Like, what is it? But the thing is, the nervous system and the body reacts. It likes for familiar things. It likes to feel safe, even if the familiar thing is toxic and bad for you. It wants the familiar thing. So when your identity shifts and the familiar thing changes, it's sort of like an alert. Like, oh no, oh no. So even when the change is aligned, even when it's good, even when it's something that you desire, even when it's like in the right direction, like you are going in the right direction, it still can feel reactive. Your body can start to be like, ooh, this is big. But your body still has to adapt. So that's where you have tools like walking, meditation, visualization, breath work, dancing. Like you have these tools now that we now understand that are not just fun. Like it's so fun to dance, but you're really learning and recalibrating the body to know to adapt that it's safe. It's safe when things change. It's safe when you make a big decision. It's safe. And that's where emotions surface. Let me turn this up. And that's why old fears, patterns, and doubts rise up because the nervous system is learning a new baseline. So the body is learning a new baseline. Andrew and I have this, we do have this little rap that we do. We say like the month, the money month that we want. So like just say if it's like 100K month. So we'll say like 100K months is my baseline. Like we have this like rap and we just start saying it when we walk. It's quite hilarious, but I'm giving you guys our tips and tricks right here, but it's really, really fun. So yes. So the body is learning, like I mentioned, your body is learning the baseline. What is the baseline? What is your baseline? Tell me. I want to know. And let me make sure I read everything from that. So that's why old fears, patterns, or doubts rise up. The nervous system is learning a new baseline, like I said, and this phase often gets mislabeled as anxiety or confusion. In reality, it's integration. I've been learning this. I learned this actually from one of my mentors. Is that it's really about this recalibration, and then you are integrating, then you are landing it, and your body is learning how to hold a whole new level of self-trust, visibility, and responsibility. And that is key. I mean, having a business, and because the whole thing of Embody Society is for you to step into your 6 and 7 figure identity. And the thing is, with stepping into that identity, there are things that you have to master. And that's self-trust. That's visibility. That's responsibility. That's owning up to your word and doing the things that you said that you were going to do. And that all includes the nervous system. Okay. And oops, that was the slide I wanted to be on, but this is the slide. Okay. So common signals during this phase. So this is the common things. Hold on, I'm just looking. So the common things during this phase is like a heightened sensitivity. Okay. You're like extra sensitive to people. You doubt or second guess yourself. Maybe there's overthinking. There's these emotional waves, which you're like, oof, you're feeling a lot. A desire to retreat into old roles, like, oh, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to get that job again. I'm just going to do this thing again. I've seen that a lot with past clients is like, when things got a little hard, they're like, you know what? I'm just going to go back to my job. You know what? I'm going to ask my family friend for a referral for something. And I'm just going to do that. And then also like losing friends and people. It's like, you don't really want to be around people and you start dropping on your friendships. And these signal reflect adjustments, not misalignment. So just things are changing. But as somebody who has gone through this phase a lot, you don't want to be in this phase for too long. It's not comfortable. It is so uncomfortable to be in the indecision. And I know that's easier said than done, but being in the indecision will drive you crazy. It will literally, it just feels, and that's okay. You know, there are big life things you have to life in, and you're like, wow, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to handle this relationship. I don't know how to handle this person. I don't know how to handle this conflict. I don't know how to handle this. I have this health crisis, whatever, right? And you are feeling so in the unknown and so in, I don't know what decision to make. And so you kind of stop yourself and you stop making a decision. And then it actually is way, way worse for you. And I know this from experience. I really don't want this part for you because the indecision is I don't want to say hell, but can be hell. And so really starting to tell yourself, okay, I make good decisions. I can figure this out. I'm the type of person. I am the type of woman. I am the type of man. I am the type of person that can figure these things out. Okay. But there's a caveat. The risk of rushing is you can return to your old identity with comfort because it's like, it's too much, right? Warning, warning, warning. Or you can, let's see. Or you can force clarity before integration complete. And you can override the body instead of listening, like really listening and tuning in because you rushed, right? Rushing interrupts the stabilization process of the new identity. So you're in, it's kind of confusing because you're like in this like indecision, I don't know phase, pressure cooker phase. And then all of a sudden you're like, but I don't need to rush this. I need to be okay with this. I swear to you, when you master that this timing, the understanding of this timing, things start to flow way, 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 way better and easier. So why support changes everything? It's reflection brings clarity, structure calms the nervous system, the soul, and guidance shortens the unstable window, right? Remember that window of time where it's like the in between, and it creates support. And support creates safety during this transition. So, moving through transition with trust, clarity, and gratitude, because what most people struggle with is they try to move through identity shifts alone. They rush into the old roles because it feels familiar. And then they just like override I see this all the time. They override their body and they're like, my mind told me this made more sense. This made more logical sense. And that's the thing, like, it doesn't feel good. Like you've got to go towards, like, support changes the speed and the quality of this phase. And when you override your body, when you override your soul, you're going to feel it later down the road. So I just wanted to read this part to you. Okay. So trust as a baseline. Trust is a baseline. Trust is the body signal. So, like, are your shoulders back? Are your jaw relaxed? Are you sleeping? Are you trusting the timing? Are you trusting the decisions that you're making? Are you trusting your self leadership and self trust? I got me. I know I'll figure this out. I'm the kind of woman that can figure this out. I've got this. I've got this. I've got this. So, identity work as stabilization. I freaking love identity work. So identity work anchors the transition. Like, you get to feel and be and know who you want to be, because the self concept, how you see yourself, becomes steady, and that's how others will start to see you. But it's got to start with the self. It's got to start with you, because then everything feels clearer and cleaner. Your decisions are more decisive. You stop leaking energy with doubt, and like, you're like, okay, I'm in, I'm doing this, I'm making this happen. I've recently been noticing this with myself. Like, I am focused and stabilizing on my power and grounding into my power. Of course, keeping this fun, vivacious side, but also, who am I being? Who am I creating? Where am I going with this? And I don't have to play the old script anymore. The new script can support me. The new script can guide me. And that is the 7-figure identity, the 7-figure woman. It is having multiple businesses. It is showing up and being more visible. And yeah, it can be quite scary, especially somebody that didn't have confidence. I grew up with immigrant parents that were definitely very overwhelmed by being in a new country, as anyone would be, in learning a new language. I really I wasn't good in school. I was a C/D student. And it's so interesting because I was not good in academia, but I'm so good with being an entrepreneur and a business owner. If a class was on, like, how to sell or how to do this and how to structure this and customer relationships, oh my God, I would have gotten A plus, right? I would have gotten an A plus, but that's okay. The school system was there in that moment. But the identity stabilizes before results fully appear. So stabilizing roots. What is that identity? Who are you? The question that I ask myself is, what would my next level identity do in this moment? Or who would she be in this moment? I used to really wake up really sad and depressed in the morning. And I started to practice this, like, right when I get up, I would say that morning prayer from Course in Miracles, and I cannot think of it right now. Who do you want me to be? Something like that. And I would say that, and then after that, I would be like, okay, who is the woman of my dreams, the 7-figure woman identity? Actually, I'm already at 6 figures, but the 7-figure identity woman, what would she look like? Okay, actually, let me rewind. When I was in, it was 2018 or 2020, 2019 or 20, a little bit before 2020. And I was working out, and we weren't, when I wasn't at 6 figures. And I remember being like, what would a 6-figure woman do in her workout? How would she work out? What would the intensity look like? And I remember just locking in my workouts and just grabbing the weights and being so dedicated to my workouts. And at that time, I was working out very hard, and I needed that season. I worked out hard. But now my 7-figure woman is working out smarter. She's engaging certain muscles. She is eating certain foods and avoiding other foods. She's moving all the time. Like, I'm always doing my steps. You guys always see me walking like steppies, hit those 10K steps. And that is the identity of my 7-figure woman. And then who knows what the 8-figure woman is going to look like. Oh, all right. We're almost there. We're almost done. So I have a tool a tool for this phase, and it's the Quantum AI Mentor. It is a personalized AI mentor trained to understand you. So it knows your human design, which knows your zodiac, it knows your gene keys, and then we do an assessment. So it reflects your patterns, your language, your habits, your priorities, and it supports daily clarity and regulation. Because my whole goal with this is not to remove coaching, but it's for you to have no longer try to chase those big ahas, but have those daily micro movements, those daily micro actions that change you. And I've been doing these calls the last 2 weeks, and women are getting drastic results. They are changing, they're going after it, they're making these subtle changes to their lives for momentous big things, right? And what I really want is I want it to evolve as your identity grows. And it's designed for integration, not overwhelm. It is a chat GPT bot inside your account. And again, like I said, it knows your human design, which knows your zodiac. It knows your gene keys. I see human design as the map and gene keys as your North Star. It's like your guide. And then, it's your North Star. And then human design is your guide. And it's really personalized to you. It's not like a regular app where it's like Scorpio's like this today or Capricorn's like this. It's like, Stefi, you're like this. D, you're like this. Like it knows that. So I see this becoming an app in the future, but right now we're doing them one-on-one sessions, and they've been working so well because what it does, it reflects what's happening for you. It's nervous system friendly support. I have an embody framework in there for you, and I swear every person that goes through that embody framework, and then you also get actually I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting too excited. Every person that's gone through the embody framework feels so much lighter and richer and happier afterwards. And it's all about clearing the clunk, like clearing your thinking, you're letting go of uncertainty and focusing on trust. And especially during your times of transitions and times of changes. So this is working so well right now. It is so popular. So this is the Quantum AI Mentor Sessions. And they are, again, it's a personalized AI bot that's built in your ChatGPT account. And right now there's introductory rates available. It's not going to be forever this price. I'm either going to increase it or I'm going to turn into an app or both. We'll figure it out from there. But we go through a one-on-one session to build your bot, to build your personalized bot. I get your date of birth, your time, location, and we build it. And it's designed to help you recalibrate your identity and get you clarity. And I feel like the women that are doing this I ask them questions like on a scale of 1 to 10. And they usually start off like 6 or 7, but by the end of the session, they're all like 10s. They're like, I'm a 10, I'm a 10, I'm a 10. And they're focusing on that next identity, that next becoming. And I want this tool to be something that's literally at your fingertips. It's on your phone. We set it up on your computer first. Somebody tried to set it up on their phone. We did it, but it was hard. We set it up on your computer. And then I give you the assessment afterwards. And it just gives you so much clarity and the shifts and the changes and the momentum and the money, the wealth that's going to be coming after that. I'm feeling it for you. I'm feeling it. So the link is going to be down below, or you can go to stefilane.com. Again, it's stefilane.com, STEFI Lane, LANE.com. And then there's like a Quantum AI Mentor. And I only have a few spots, like literally like 4 to 5 spots left for this introductory rate. And I want to help you. I want to guide you through this because this is going to go up and things are going to change, or it's going to turn into an app, or both. So keep this in mind. You're not behind. You're integrating. Identity shifts feel uncomfortable before they feel right because something real is reorganizing. So trust the process, self-trust, support the transition, and let the new baseline come in. Remember what I said. whatever is this is your baseline. That's what we want you to have. So Embodied Society is all about your 6 and 7 figure identity, stepping into it, becoming it, creating it, rewriting it, writing that new script, and having the tools and resources to make it happen. I know a lot of coaches and a lot of guides are talking and sharing things, and that's amazing, incredible. They're channeling, they're helping you deciding, but not a lot have like a tool for you, a resource, something that you can lean on even between sessions, even when you perhaps you at the time you can't afford a coach, or you're just in the season where you don't want to hire somebody, but you have this tool and it knows you, it's personalized for you. And I want that for you. So if you want to get that, go to my website, again, stefilane.com. And then if that's not available, you can always message me. My DMs are open and we can get you on something else. All right. Have a good night. Cheers. That's so fun. I want to do more lives like this. This is fun. Let's do it. Okay, bye. Good night.